Hello there, all you naughty pirates. We have another episode coming to you. A little more work on the Irwin 32 foot. So our sailing season is starting to wind down a little bit. Kids are back in school, so I'm having a harder time getting over to Lake Erie and doing some sailing, but we will do some. I do have a vacation coming up here, so we'll do a little more sailing. But I want to add a new little segment to our videos. Since this is a family sailing channel, as you can see, I changed my intro a little bit. I'm going to do a little more work on it still, or further. I'm going to add my daughters in there. So, but I want to add a little segment to it. And I'm going to call this Ask the Swabbies. So, I will start off with a question for this video, and we'll ask each of my daughters a question. And from this point forward, I would like you to comment below, ask my girls a question. See what they get for an answer. It could be anything you want, respectably. So, granted, come on, they're girls. And my kids. And I'm a cop. Don't mess with me. So, anyways, so ask away. So we will start it off here in a little bit, and then go from there. We'll put it somewhere in the video. I might put it in the end right now. But furthermore, I want to wish everybody the best that's down there dealing with Hurricane Irma right now. I know a lot of people got lucky because that thing just died down, thank the Lord. A lot of boats I was fearing that were just going to be completely destroyed in Florida actually fared quite well, some didn't. But I'm glad everybody's alright that I've been watching and hearing from so far. So just keep our fingers crossed. I know Jose's out there. We're not getting much coverage of it right now, but it's out there playing around too. We need to keep an eye on that and prepare for that as well. But from there, we're going to start our video, and in there somewhere we'll have the Ask the Swabbies. Enjoy. Hi, Piper.
Hi.
What do you think about this boat project? You don't know? You're gonna like it when it's done? You like this boat better than the other boat? Yeah, why?
Because it's much bigger.
Much bigger? Alright. Keelan's down there prepping the settee, the port side double berth for paint. Gray is done over there. So we're doing on this side today. I am going to try to beat that weather and seal up what I have done so far with this rail. I've already put teak oil on it, but I need to get it back on there because the water just keeps leaking in the boat left and right. Same thing with this side. I'm going to at least take it off and maybe run the sander down the bottom of it real quick and then seal it back up, because we're just getting way too much water in the boat from these exposed holes. So that's for today. And then I had some carburetor issues. I actually went and spent $12.50 to download a video from Moyer Marine. Here's my little carb right here, all ready to go, for some adjustments and things that might be wrong with it. So I'm going to do that real quick and get that done for today. Alright, one side done. And there's still a little bit of build up here. I had to go put a little sharper edge on this putty knife scraper. I don't know if I'm even holding the camera right. Yeah. Alright.
Almost died.
Hello?
Hi.
You almost died?
I tripped over.
Oh, the zoom was in. You ready?
What?
What are you doing now?
Waiting.
Waiting for what? You know how to tape?
And a scraper.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nothing like painting in the jammies. What am I doing? What am I doing?
And you're caulking.
right here. A little harder than it looks to get. Just a dab in there. I'm going to use my power drill to get them started and then use a screwdriver to crank them down. Let this one over further. There it goes. Oh, that's squishing out nicely. Oh, that one's pretty darn tight. Don't want to strip them out because that thing will strip them out. Uh-oh, missing the screw. Alright, rail doesn't look too bad. I obviously need to put a couple more coats on, but I'm going to do that from up here. Yeah, I need to seal this boat like I said. So a good difference between that tow rail, that tow rail. So it's going to look really nice when it's all said and done. There we go, handrails, tow rail, yucky, 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 yucky. Ooh, ah. Get this deck painted and it'll look really sharp. This handrail, I gotta make some plugs, especially for the tow rail. I bought a plug maker, so a plug cutter. I can make myself some hardwood plugs, stick in there, make them of a lighter wood, I think, and I think they look really sharp. And I see these plugs here are a different size. They're 3/8, those are 5/8. So, or excuse me, those are half. Those are 5/8. So we'll just have to do those. Get these from the store, and these here I'll have to make. All right, Keelan's progress. Looking pretty good with the gray. I can try to zoom out here. There we go. She's getting it painted. Got the side done here. We gotta get some white. Paint the ceiling and these back shelves. I have just completed adjusting the carburetor after listening to Moyer Marine's video. I had an adjustment way too far out. It's probably part of the problem. And I also had a rebuild kit. I just didn't put it in there because I thought the parts were looking pretty good. But I redid the needle and seat. That's another common problem. If it doesn't sit properly, it'll leak fuel in and flood it out. That's what's kind of acting like the engine's doing. It's getting too much fuel. So the combination of a couple things. So, and another thing is with these carburetors, if we can see in the front, there's not a screw hole here. The aftermarket, they did that, or later they put a screw up here. You can tighten this front end down. It's just here, and then on the other side there's nothing to hold the front down. So it's common for them to leak right there, which I would think it would cause it to run lean at adding air to it, but they actually said it runs richer, so that might be part of the problem as well. So they actually recommend a fuel resistant sealer. So that's what I did. We'll give that a shot. If it works, maybe I'll look at a new carburetor here in the future, just a whole new updated carburetor. But it's on, ready to go, just making sure, letting the sealant dry a little bit more, and go from there. And we'll fire it up and see if we run any better. Okay, well, as you can see, this isn't good. I just could not get this thing to run right. And I pulled the manifold back off, the exhaust manifold back off. Pulled the valve cover off. Checked the valves, because I was mistaken. I had only 60 psi in number 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 100 in each other cylinder, and I just vacuumed the cylinder. This is number 1 cylinder, but it had a buildup of just sludge on top of it. This is number 2. It's got a little bit of, a little rusty on top of there. I think that one might be the only one that was trying to fire. Here's number 3 with, I'm going to move these things to top dead center. But that's number 3, the one that's going to give me 60. I'm wondering maybe if it's a valve problem. And then here is number 4. So I got 100, 60, 100, and 100, which 100 is not bad. It's not the greatest. 120 is perfect. That's what you should have after rebuild. But 60 shouldn't even fire. Even though when I first had it running, the spark plug felt warm. So I don't know what's going on there. But as you can see, this little engine has turned into a bigger project, which I was kind of expecting it. So if it's a matter of, I have not done anything yet, so if it's a matter of pistons and rings, when I move this thing up, let's see how much slop we have back and forth, then I'm going to have to pull the engine out and rebuild it over the winter. So, because to get the piston out, I've got to pull the valve of the crank and get it out from underneath. So and it'll be a whole engine rebuild. But that's where we're at. Keelan's putting the second coat of gray on. We're battling this rain. My camera will focus. There it goes. We've got rain and thunder. I only got 1 rail, tow rail, and 2 grab rails. 4200 on today. So we're stuck. So I'm getting this, checking it all out, and then we're gonna button this thing up. Call it a day. Alright. And I apologize, I didn't record while I was tearing this thing apart. I just started going. Okay, so good news. Cylinder number 3 right here. Top dead center. Exhaust valve. If I can get my finger on there, if you can see it, if I can try, exhaust valve, it moves around, it is not seated completely. So that's my 60 psi. So thank the Lord. Okay, as I was saying, I don't know if that got recorded or not because my camera just died, but this is number 3 valve, exhaust valve. Here's top dead center for number 3. If I can stretch over here, this valve is, if you can see me wiggle it, I don't know, I can turn it. This valve is not seated whatsoever, not all the way. I can see the gap in there. This thing should be able, you should be able to see it right there. And if I get a screwdriver on it, right there, you can see that valve is not seated. So exhaust was not only lowering my compression, but also probably letting the pressure come back through the intake when it was trying to fire, or when intake was coming in. So, which might explain my fuel problem. That happening was probably pushing all my fuel back through my carburetor, which is what it kind of sounded like. If you listen to the video, it sounds awful exhausty in here. It's almost like I don't have exhaust on. That was coming through the other end. So I think that's what my problem is. I'm happy to see that. That's a valve adjustment. And so I'm going to check for slop in these pistons, and they barely move back. It just a teeny tiny bit, and that's going to be fine. That one's not as much. So that's good. So looks like it's just gaskets now. Oh, I did break a stud right there. I have a broken stud right there. I'm going to have to drill and tap that little bugger out of there.
And now for an episode of Ask the Swabbies.
Okay, Swabby number 1. Who are you and how old are you?
I'm Keelan. I'm 14.
Keelan 14. Keelan 14 is my oldest of three. And as you've seen, she's already been in some of the videos, actually at the helm. So, and she usually is my go-to person for setting my jib in my Genoa for me. So, Keelan 14. We're going to start a simple question.
Okay.
And then from the further videos, I'll let people just run with them. Okay? Alright. So in the future, do you think you'll own your own sailboat someday?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. What would hold you back from owning your own sailboat one day?
I don't know. Maybe if I have a job. I hope I have a job.
Well, yes, but do you think it'd be lack of experience?
What?
Would you think it'd be lack of experience keeping you from getting a boat one day?
Yes.
Okay. So what we need to do is work on more time behind the wheel for you, huh? Yes. Okay. All right. This is Keelan, so feel free to ask her any questions, and she will answer them, probably with a giggle or something silly. I don't know. Show us your new dab.
Which one?
The new one, or the old one. What's your old dab?
Oh.
Go for it. Just do it. Impromptu dab.
This one's Piper's.
There's Piper's new dab.
And this is the new one.
All right. We see we can get silly. All right, we'll get another Swabby on here. Okay, here we have Swabby number 2, middle Swabby. All right, middle Swabby, who are you and how old are you?
I'm Elizabeth and I'm 8.
All right, Elizabeth and 8. Like I said, Lizzie's my middle child. So a quick question for Lizzie. And then we will let the viewers ask Lizzie a question, and we'll go from there. Okay, Lizzie. Elizabeth. Lizard. That's her nickname, is Lizard. What would you like to learn to do on the boat one day?
Steer the boat.
You would like to learn how to steer the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you think you could learn how to steer the boat one day?
Yep.
You confident in that?
Yes.
Yes? What would you not like to do on the boat? What kind of work would you not like to do on the boat?
Not be bounced around.
Not be bounced around?
I meant boss.
Oh, bossed around. You don't want to be bossed around? Well, you know what? You're the Swabby. So Swabbies get bossed around. So,
You're a Swabby.
alright everybody, this is Lizzie, Elizabeth, Liz, Lizard. Feel free to ask her some questions. As you can see, she's a goofy one. Alright. Okay, and finally we have Swabby number 3. So Swabby number 3, who are you and how old are you?
I'm Piper and my name... my age is 7.
Alright, Piper, age 7. Piper's my youngest. As you can see, she's the last. So, Piper number 7. Quick question before everybody else gets to ask you all these other questions, okay?
Okay.
Let's see here. Where would you like to sail to one day?
Turtle Island.
Turtle Island. Okay, Turtle Island is about 7 miles from where we keep our anchorage. Anything, or everywhere where we keep our boat, anywhere further away that you'd like to see one day?
Nope.
No? You just want to go to Turtle Island? Okay, that was a pretty simple question. Should we do another one? Another question? On the boat, what do you not like doing the most?
Sitting in the front of the boat.
And why don't you like sitting in the front of the boat? She's talking about the V berth.
Because it gives me stomach aches whenever it bounces around.
Okay, so you get a little A little sour tummy, a little seasickness when you're all the way up front bouncing around. Okay. Alright, everybody. Okay, everybody. Like I said, feel free to ask them any questions. We'll have them answer them to you. And it should be a good fun time for them and for you guys. Probably get some laughs. As you see, I have a silly bunch. So, we're going to end the video here. You have a good day. Pray for everybody in the hurricane paths that are out there. And we'll keep chugging along.